Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lawrencia and this is Bantz with Lawrencia. For today's episode, I want to talk about perception and bias with the obedience. I mean, if you don't know who the obedience people are, they are Peter Obi's supporters. So I am an obedient person. I am all for Peter Obi. I am all for Labour Party. I am here for Nigerian politics. I am here for the youth taking over. But the analysis I've seen online has been really something that I felt that I needed to talk about. First of all, as I said earlier, I am Peter Obi's fan. I am here for Peter Obi. If I can vote for him, because I live in diaspora, I don't know how, if they're going to make arrangements for those in diaspora to vote. But if I am able or allowed to vote, this will be the first person I'll be voting for in the Nigerian politics or election or whatever you want to call it. The reason why I'm talking about this, one of the reasons why the obedience people are supporting Peter Obi is the fact that he is a very young man. I mean, he is young compared to Atiku, compared to Bola Tinubu. The perception is that we don't want old men. They no longer want any old person to come into power because they believe that these old people, they don't understand the new generation, the new how to diversify income in this technological era. So they are clamoring for a younger person or somebody they think understands them, somebody they think speaks their language. So this is the perception of the youth and why people like myself are obedience. Now, the bias in this whole thing is the fact that the youth feel that APC and PDP, they've ruled for a very long time. They don't want any other candidate from these parties to rule Nigeria. So regardless of where any other reputable candidate is coming from, the youth are going to support them. A lot of people have talked about the fact that Labour Party does not have any structure on social media, at least. That has not been a problem because every youth in Nigeria is supporting Peter Obi, unless those ones that maybe are paid to do otherwise. But I think after the Lekki toll gates incidents that happened, every youth in Nigeria, especially the way the ruling party APC handled the matter and the way PDP on the other hand were kind of playing politics with the whole thing, the youth are saying, we don't want these people. We don't want all these old men. We don't want recycled politicians. I've seen a whole lot of analysis, and one of the reasons why the youths are supporting Peter Obi is because they feel that Peter Obi is going to save them. Peter Obi is going to provide job opportunities. Peter Obi is going to solve Nigerian problem. Peter Obi is going to do this. Peter Obi is going to do that. Now, I am not saying he cannot do these things. I am not saying he will not be able to achieve these things. I am a full supporter of Peter Obi, and I hope and pray that he's able to fix Nigeria the way that Nigeria should be. But let us come back to earth. Let us come back to reality. Let us wake up and smell the coffee. Nigeria is not going to be fixed overnight unless Peter Obi has a magic wand that he's just going to swing around and fix things. That is not going to happen overnight. We need to change our mindset before anything can work well in Nigeria. Now, let me give you this example. I'm a project manager working in an IT project. So one of the projects I worked on was a transformation and transition project. Now, the first thing that we did was to transition from one system to the other. Now, let me give you the reason why we had to transition before transforming the project. A different company was running that project and we didn't have access to that system. So for us to be able to transform that project, we first of all have to go into that system, understand the system, transition that system, and then transform that system to the new platform that we want that system to run on. Now, one of the challenges that we had was after the transitioning of the system, because one of the complaints that they had, one of the reasons why they want that system transformed was because of the issues they were getting. They felt the system was not doing what it was supposed to do. They had, different issues, and they just wanted everything to change. Now, one of the challenges was because we were not just transforming that system, we were transitioning that system. And one of the things with transitioning is you're basically moving everybody from one place to the other. Now, let me bring this back to Nigerian politics. APC, PDP, Labour Party, these are vehicles carrying people. Now, if you're saying, oh, this vehicle has a problem and the driver is not driving properly, the conductors are not doing what they're supposed to do, the passengers are noisy, we just don't want, people are eating smelly food in this vehicle, I don't want to join this vehicle anymore, I just want to go to that vehicle that seems, there are not much people there, but it seems calmer, people are relaxed and it looks like they're having fun. The way transition work is, people on APC and PDP will decide, you know what, we are tired of everybody. It seems that Labour Party is having fun. Let us all move to Labour Party. Everybody we hated in APC and PDP will literally transition from that to Labour Party. So Peter will be coming in as the president, thinking, I can fix Nigeria. I can provide job opportunities. I can help the youth. I can fix our economy. I can do this. I can do that. Now, the people that are holding down the previous government, these are legislators, these are House of Assembly members, these are lawmakers who left APC and PDP back to Labour Party, will also do exactly. They will bring that structure back to Labour Party. And we can sit down here and tell ourselves that, listen, Peter Obi will not allow that. He is just one man. He cannot make the law. He cannot enforce the law. And because this is a democratic society. So another thing is, let's look at the grassroots. Nobody is talking about state government. Nobody is talking about local government. Nobody is talking about your councillors. Nobody is talking about your representatives. There are so many people. There are state allocations allocated to different states, different local governments, different constituents, and these monies are not being used. So let's say Peter will be coming and he allocates all this money. He decides, you know what? Let us build a hospital. Let us build, a world-class hospital in Nigeria, so that what happened to Ekweremadu will not happen to anybody in Nigeria. So he signed a budget for the hospital to be built. Now, where will it be built? If he said, okay, build it in Anambra, people are going to complain, oh, because you're Igbo. He said, okay, build it in the north. People are going to say, you want to please the north. Okay, build it in the west. They will say, okay, so we, the east and the north voted you. Now you want to go and please the west. So the location, first of all, is going to be a problem. Now, even if they solve the location, it is somebody that is going to disperse that money for that construction or whatever to be, that project to be implemented. These are the people that sit on top the money and swallow it. So Peter will be, with all his good intentions, coming in to do something very good for Nigerians. He will be shortchanged. At the end of the day, you'll be thinking, this is not what I expected from Peter Obi. I expected more from Peter Obi. I do this and I do that. Now, bringing it back to even the youths that are clamoring for change, the youths that want job opportunities, will these same youths, are they prepared to work? Because it is one thing to want change. It is another thing to work hard for that change. So let's say everybody is graduating, everybody wants Peter Obi to create job opportunities, and these job opportunities, everybody is thinking or hoping that they're going to start earning very high regardless of your experience. But that doesn't work. Even in a developed society, you have to start from somewhere. You have to climb the ladder. Are people patient? One thing about the youth now is nobody is patient. Nobody wants to put in the work. Everybody wants to booga, everybody wants to bam bam, everybody wants to blow overnight, everybody wants to start driving Benz at the age of 16. This same youth, I saw a video online of a 9-year-old boy told his friend, accompany me to see a friend of mine that they're going to give us this, they're going to give us that. So this boy accompanied his friend, not knowing that his friend was taking him to a ritual. I don't know why he thought that those people are ritualists, but he took his friend there so that he can, use his friend for money ritual. He mentioned the car and the house that he will buy from the proceeds of his friend's death. This is a 9-year-old boy. This is not Nigerian government. This is not your state government. This is not your local government. This is an individual from a family. So before we start thinking about, from the top, the president doing things, the people that they're going to use to disrupt those elections are still youths. They are still you and I. There are so many videos on Facebook whereby people, I think gubernatorial elections, people are selling their votes for 1,500. People are selling their votes for 5,000. And they are coming on Facebook. They are proudly showcasing what they've got. People are selling their for a loaf of bread. These are not the president. This is not the president's problem. This is not the state. This is not National Assembly. This is individuals in Nigeria. You see people, you do business with them, they want to cheat you. This is the mindset. Everybody wants to make money quickly. Everybody wants things that they could get that will just give them immediate money. Nobody wants to build something that will last for the long run. Nobody wants to plant a seed and wait a couple of years for that seed to germinate. This is why I started talking about the transformation and transitioning of Nigerian politics. Let's say if we are transitioning, you take the whole current people in government, the legislators, the lawmakers, the House of Assembly members, the governors and everything, and you're transitioning them to Labour Party, ruling party, whatever. We still have the same people. We're still going to have the same problem. The problem has not changed because the same people are still there. Now you decide, you know what, all those people, they are wicked, they are old. We need fresh blood, basically. We need fresh blood, we need fresh people to come into this party. And then you're transforming Nigerian politics into a new era, into new mindsets, new people. The reality is the single common man has that mindset to steal, that mindset to take Nigerian money because that is their own part of their own national cake. You bring a new set of people, you put them in power, it is still going to be the same thing because they're going to tell you people before us did the same thing. Why should my case be different? Before we start talking about Peter Obi transforming Nigerian politics, let us ask ourselves, if you are opportuned to get into certain positions, would you do differently what Amechi has done? Ask yourself, would you not steal money? Would you not want to drive Benz? Would you not want to buy a house in London, in America, in Canada, Australia? Would you not want to enrich yourself just the way your predecessors has done? This is the problem. The problem is not Peter Obi coming in. The problem is not Bola Tinubu. The problem is not Atiku. The problem is our individual mindset. And that mindset needs a total overhaul. People need to understand, we talk about diversifying economy. The youth are trying, don't get me wrong, we are trying because the only thing that is actually functioning in Nigeria is the entertainment industry, and that is not managed by the government or any political. These are just youths doing things for themselves. that is the only thing that is flourishing in Nigeria, because it is a decentralized system. But once there is a structure, once there is a hierarchy of things, the normal Nigerian person, we want to bribe, we want to steal, we want to kill to get to certain positions. And that is just the way it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA now, because these are the people that gave birth to us. It's in their DNA. So obviously we're going to inherit the same thing. So I just think we should start thinking differently. Think outside the box. Think about your local, before you know, shouts that Buhari has not done anything. Think about your state government. Think about your local government. Think about your local government chairman. What are they doing? If there's something that we talk about pensions, there are so many states that federal governments have paid them, allocated pensions payments to them, but these people are not paying pensions. They are not paying salaries. They are not paying, I don't know, they're not paying people. But these same states, these same individuals, who are they going to blame? They're going to blame the government. They're going to blame the president. So even if Peter Obi is coming in to transform a whole lot of things, and the states, the local government council chairman, or the local government representative is not doing what they are supposed to do, that is not going to change anything. And the moment we start holding the right people accountable for what is happening in Nigeria, we're going to have a better country. If your state government, you know that allocation has reached them and they are not doing what they're supposed to do with it, don't go and blame governments. This is the reason why I am talking about the perception and bias of the obedient supporters. Now, the perception is, we don't want all these old men to rule us. They don't know how to make money. They don't know how to diversify the economy. They don't know how to create job opportunities. They don't know how to utilize the current, digital world to make money for Nigeria. We don't want old men. We want young blood. And that is the perception. Now the bias is, APC has been ruling us. The Buhari is nothing. They are rubbish. PDP has been ruling us for a very long time. They too, they don't know what they are doing. So we want something. We don't want this two party. We just want something different. We want Labour. If Labour is what is going to take us there, because Labour is different, that is what we want. That is the bias. Now, to bring this all together is the example I gave about transformation and the transitioning. Now, if you're transitioning, you're still taking everybody from point A to point B. So if you're having issues in point A and you're thinking going to point B is going to solve the problem, you might get to point B and you realize that you're having the same problem because you literally moved everybody that had that problem from point A to point B. So even at that point B, you're still having the same problem. The people that you're still going to hire, what is their mindset? These are still Nigerians. These are still Nigerians that are, we have bribery and corruption inbuilt in us. So how are you going to solve that problem? You're still going to get the same people with the same mindset into the system. That is still going to become a problem at that level. So what do? We need an overhaul of our mindset. We need to understand that the president is not a problem. Even the House of Assembly members are not, because the same mindset that you have is the same mindset that they have. If they're going to fire that and get somebody from the streets and put them there, that person is still going to do the same thing. That person is still going to steal money because they feel this is our national cake. This is what you're supposed to do. My father who has been suffering for years, now I have this opportunity. I need to utilize it. I need to ensure that my generation and generation to come, generation unborn, is not going to suffer, because this is my one opportunity, and that is what happens. So whether APC, whether PDP, whether Peter Obi, whether Atiku, whether Bola Tinubu. Is that a problem? No. We as individuals are the problem. I know we can blame the government from here to tomorrow. They have their issues because these governments are we ourselves. They are not foreigners, they are Nigerians. So these are the same people. So before we blame governments, before we blame the vehicle carrying overload, why don't you blame people that are sitting down? They know that this is overload, and this is why this vehicle is not moving. But who is willing to come down to enable that vehicle to move? The long and short story is, if we want change, we have to first of all within ourselves change. We have to first of all within ourselves want a better life for ourselves, not just for ourselves, but the generation to come. If we can do that, we just might have that hope that Nigeria will be great again. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. Politics is not my forte, but I just think that sometimes it's not about politics. It's just black and white. What you see is logical. Whether party, no party, this person, these are we, the politicians are we Nigerians. Their mindset is they. You know what? We can talk about this all day, and yeah. So, let's just pray for Nigeria. If we do this, we have hope. We do have hope. And God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Bye bye.